game dev ideas just laying around there?
Kingdom Hearts, but with black people?
I like all three of those things. Thanks. That's really useful, actually. I could really, that's. Now that I think about it, that's a big solo project, though. Like, wouldn't that require at least
you could easily get this? You got characters,
having employees,
and making all into a game already.
I mean, that's true. That's
They're
very
there.
true.
You can just use them instead. Not that big a deal.
You know, like assets.
Look, you have a bunch of people who are going to help you out. You have so many friends who could help you out with the flashy stuff. Stop asking me questions. Alright? Just
Brandon
make
did
a
not
game.
answer
A game. And
any
you
of my concerns, but I do have a plan now. For you. You useless.
Hey guys, before the video begins, it's me, Eddie in Post, with my food, because, you know, I'm a human. I eat. What can I say? I can't help it. But before the video begins, I just want to let you know that I'm wearing 2 sets of clothes because I actually recorded the first part, like, a week ago, maybe? I recorded it a while ago. And while the rest of the video would have made this video, like, come out in 3 separate parts because it was, like, an hour-long recording, I decided to just kind of throw those in the trash can because they weren't accurate to what I wanted to say anymore. And so, we got this nice shorter video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and enjoy my thoughts from, like, a week ago. Hopefully the explanation still holds up to you guys. If you have any questions, obviously, put them in the comments. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing this in the rest of the video and wearing like a t-shirt in this next part. But peace.
Woo! What's up, party people? It's me, Eddie.
I don't know if you guys could actually, I don't know if you heard my name or not. You guys, you saw that intro and you're probably thinking to yourself, Eddie, you big dum-dum, why'd you decide to make a project so freaking huge? Because I thought it would be fun. Now, yeah, so Kingdom Hearts with black. Well, I think it's going to be obviously more than that. Me and a friend have been thinking of, me and a friend have been concocting a game for this entire year, and this has been the latest iteration of the idea. But that game was totally different than this one. I think it was a 2D RPG platformer with turn-based combat. And actually, I think I had a small little working prototype. You know, I got the mechanics, but I don't think it's very playable, and it didn't seem very fun, honestly. Like, it didn't seem very interactive, and I was playing around with the idea of a Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory style battle system, because I'd been doing that as a side project anyway, and it was alright. I didn't hate it. I didn't get very far in it. I only spent about a week on it, and I had to learn some things about 3D, and it was interesting. And then I looked back on that, and I was like, why don't I just implement standard Kingdom Hearts stuff, like in Rechain, but with some added goodies, added benefits to it, like a story that actually makes sense. My Kingdom Hearts heads, you guys understand, Kingdom Hearts story is very complicated, and honestly, in some places, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm gonna try to make it make sense. But that's not really the main driver of the game. We really want actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna help you guys out here, and I'm gonna show you where my mind is at. You know, we're all about quality here. And quality means doing things until you get them right. Bang. So essentially, I didn't say the name of the project is Project Albatross because, you know, an albatross is a really big bird, and this is the biggest project I've ever done. So I figure I'd call it the biggest bird that's ever existed, or I guess that currently exists. Not the one that's ever existed. We don't want to get in a Hoss Eagle. Anyway, so it's a Kingdom Hearts based action RPG, right? So I like Kingdom Hearts a lot, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2, which is what I'm basing a lot of my mechanics off of. Basically what I did is I kind of ranked it a little bit, and I went over kind of the base core concepts of what I think makes Kingdom Hearts, other than Disney Square Enix baby, right? Like that's what the core is Disney Square Enix baby. But what makes that what it is, right? To me, it's fast-paced hack and slash action, right? You got melee skills like dodging and blocking, certain other melee skills like the what's it called, like a reflect attack and a recovery attack, and then of course there's magic. You know, there's range attack magic, close combat magic, there's healing, and some miscellaneous stuff. I think in 2 there's magnet and reflect, and those aren't in 3, and man, that makes me so angry. I barely used magnet, but magnet is super cool anyway. In 2 and 3, there's actually transforming and transformations. In 2, it was a little more simple, but I really like the forms a lot better. You know, they gave you Valor and Valor, Mage, Final, Master, and Anti. But in 3, they give you a lot more transforming options. Right? They give you all of the attractions, which I'm not a fan of. The takeaway drive, and they also like add in Keyblade swapping, which is really cool. Keyblade swapping and Keyblade evolving are really cool concepts. I'm not a huge fan of them, but you know, they're there, right? And so other than that, we've got, you know, in kind of infrequent bonuses when it comes to the interactions based on certain criteria, right? Those action commands. Press a triangle, basically, right? Like when you're playing the game, you get certain opportunities for certain enemies in certain interactions to do kind of cool stuff. And I think that happens after 2, and I think most games after 2 have action commands. And I feel like that's a very core part of what Kingdom Hearts is, and I really want to bring that into the game I'm trying to make, right? Also, a really core component, small teams of 3, right? Obviously, I think Final Fantasy 15, you have an entire squad of dudes, and y'all are all going doing your thing. But Kingdom Hearts has specifically 3 in the first 2, and I think most of them actually up until you get to 3, which allows you to use all of your companions in any world. Disney worlds have extra companions. Non-Disney worlds don't, but there's only one. So, but yeah, other than that, we got something that Square Enix loved, because the whole point of a Square Enix Disney crossover was to add turn-based combat stuff. So we have things like command menu, random encounter, semi-random encounters. They're random, but they're also not random. You know, they're in specific areas, but also you may get rare enemies or rare drops from those enemies, and that's what makes it like kind of that's where they brought in a lot of their Final Fantasy and RPG experience, right? And as well as things like stats and leveling up and, you know, their progression, like the standard RPG progression and RPG storytelling. It was very Square Enix, which means to us Westerners, and maybe to most people in general, it made no sense. Like, I cannot stress that enough. I love Kingdom Hearts. The story is kind of dumb 99.9% of the time. Right? All of us Kingdom Hearts heads know that. And then, of course, there's an emphasis on exploring new areas completely. Right? You got your hidden stuff. Every now and then, you may go across the corner, and all of a sudden, there's a item you missed. And I think 3 also does a really good job of this as well. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I'm re-recording this, because my rant kind of like makes it seem like I hate 3. I don't hate 3. I think 3 is actually a fairly good game. I just think on release, Proud was too easy, and I didn't enjoy a lot of it because I thought Proud was too easy. I went after going back and replaying the game on Critical, I'm now remembering why I love this game so much, right? So yeah, other than that, I just wanted to let you guys know what's been in my head on this project. Okay guys, let's go ahead and go into a small, short, itty-bitty live demo. Hosted by me? So, as you can see here, we have our character at the very bottom down here. He's doing his little character thing, you know, he's T-posing on the haters. Now, I will say, this is a basic dummy that I found. I haven't made 3D character yet. I actually have to learn to do that this week and next week, which is why there won't be a video for another couple weeks. So I'm going to be learning how to make a 3D model and then animate a 3D model. At least a very easy way to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not an expert in it, so I'm going to do it kind of as quickly as possible, just so I can have something that I can work with. Things like combat and, just non-combat animations and stuff like that. Just so I can get poses and whatnot. Anything super fancy or detailed. Like I said, just so I can kind of get the feel of the game and how the game is going to work. So, let's go ahead and maximize on play. Oh, we'll go ahead and connect my PS4 controller. As you can tell, this UI down here is very primitive. It's genuinely just the 4 things I want to be able to do from the command menu, and I don't even have a way to select what's on the command menu right now. It's literally just those 4 buttons, and I'm not you'll see that I can select the one I want and how that'll work in a minute, right? Let's go ahead and press play. Alright, I'm using my PS4 controller. I'm running around with the right stick. As you can tell, we have our little 2 allies behind us. They're following at a specific place. Now they're obviously not live, so they're just genuinely 2 static balls not doing anything. But they're behind us and they're moving like this. Of course, we move the camera with our right stick. It's very reactive. I kind of want to tone that down a little bit when we get later on. We can run around. How do we jump? Yeah, we can jump. Square doesn't do anything right now. Square would be like a block button, and triangle would be a command action, but we don't have those right now because we don't have combat. We can also, of course, use the keyboard and mouse to do all the things that we were going to do with our controller, right? And then on top of that, since you can't see it, I'm going to show you that I'm going to be moving through the command menu with the D-pad, and bang, bang, bang. At the very bottom, we have a spell. This is the only part of the actual combat that I've done, and it's something that I kind of took from the project I started on earlier, which was I think I showed it. It was the platform, the 2D platformer / RP, turn-based RPG card game. So I figure we can have different types of cards in place of standard spells. So what we can do here is we throw our card, and right now it's just a homing card. It literally just goes to the enemy very slowly at a standard speed, but we can customize that speed in the actual script for the card. But yeah, that's all we have right now, and that's probably all I have for the next couple weeks, because like I said, I need to kind of make a 3D dummy that can actually do the combat stuff. And then when we do the combat stuff, I think I asked a friend of mine, Couch, for terrain, and I should be getting that pretty soon too, so we're not working with this flat terrain. It's the personal thing. I can work with flat terrain, I just don't want to. You guys want to get some trees, some waterfalls, some water. That's why I asked them out for it. And this is why we have friends. This is why we network, where we make connections, so we don't have to do things so difficult, you know? But yeah. Oh, you guys can't see it because, hold on, let me move this guy real quick. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, down here we've got our stats, our health, our drive menu, and our mana. I'm not going to call it drive in the game. I'm just calling it drive here so that we can have a placeholder, because I don't know what I'm going to call it just yet. I have an idea. We're not really sure about that yet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a nice day. Live life and be well, guys. Be well. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, peace. Oh wait, share.